Hi, I'm Chantel Rodriguez from Millcreek Township.
And I'm Jessica Stutzman. Welcome to the Millcreek Government Channel.
Today we're speaking with Becca Swick, Outreach Coordinator at the Sight Center of Northwest Pennsylvania, to talk about their mission to empower those with vision loss through services, education, and community support. Becca, we're so excited to have you here today. Thank you.
Thank you for having me back. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and we're going to be talking about the National Diabetes Prevention Program. So what is that exactly, and why does the Sight Center of Northwest Pennsylvania promote it?
So a lot of people ask that question. So the Sight Center actually used to be known as the Blind Center and then Vision and Blindness Resources. The bottom line is we are a nonprofit organization that's been in the community for 87 years.
Wow.
And we've always had the same mission. The first part of the mission is to support those who have vision loss and blindness and to keep them independent. The second part of the mission, though, is to prevent that blindness wherever possible. And right now in the United States, the leading cause of working age blindness is diabetes. So the National Diabetes Prevention Program is a year-long lifestyle change program that really works wonders with people to make small changes in their lifestyle that have big impact on their blood sugar health and their overall health as well. So it's an amazing program.
And so our viewers need to be aware, again, if they are have symptoms or signs leading into prediabetes.
Right.
Why is that so important?
So that's actually tricky because there actually are no symptoms for prediabetes.
Oh, wow.
You know, you hear of people when they have diabetes, they might be thirsty, urinating a lot. You know, there are some symptoms that come with it. But prediabetes is that condition before you become diabetic. So it's your blood sugar is just a little bit too high, not quite high enough yet to have diabetes. So that's where it gets really tricky. Since there are no symptoms, the only way to know for sure is you need to go to your doctor for an annual exam and routine blood work. And that is where you're going to see that your blood sugar is actually too elevated.
Okay. And why do you think so many people are not aware that they have prediabetes? Like, what do you think the cause of that is?
Well, and again, because there are no symptoms, people aren't going to feel aware that there is something wrong yet.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, unfortunately, you know, for all the outreach that we do, we run into a lot of people that just don't go to their doctor for a routine exam. You know, like a lot of us will wait until we're sick. And then you're not seeing that trend in your blood work that's so important. So we really want to get people out there to their family doctor and paying attention to their annual blood work results. I do a lot of outreach with medical practitioners, physicians, and, you know, for every medical practitioner that is very proactive about prediabetes, unfortunately, there are some that are not as proactive. And they kind of take the mindset of, well, we'll wait until it is a problem. And the thing of it is, a lot of people, most people that do find themselves with prediabetes, they actually hang out in that stage for 3 to 5 years.
Wow.
So that's a really sweet spot where we can get in there with some lifestyle change and actually reverse the condition. That is the magic. The magic of the whole thing is that prediabetes is a medical condition that is reversible through lifestyle.
And is there an age group where you start to teeter on, you know, where you are more susceptible to prediabetes? Or
so that is a very loaded question and a very good question. So I remember, you know, when I was young, you know, the only people that I knew with diabetes were much older. Okay. Unfortunately, now we know through the CDC, 1 in 3 American adults, so anyone 18 or over, actually has diabetes right now.
Wow.
1 in 3. And 90% of those people don't have any idea they have the condition. This is the number that is going to scare us all even more. The statistics right now are that 1 in 4 adolescents and teenagers actually has prediabetes. And to kind of jump back to what we were talking about before, that means that if something is not done with this group of individuals, in 3 to 5 years, they will tip over into type 2 diabetes.
And at that point, you can't reverse that once you're past that point.
Oh, you ladies are challenging me today. So, you know, yes and no. So I will say that once you have a diagnosis on your medical chart of diabetes, I've never seen that erased. Okay. But you can, here's the thing, you still can control your blood sugars and lower them and get them to a point where on a daily basis, they're not doing any damage. So we would say that you can be asymptomatic.
Okay.
So there is, whenever we go out, we talk to folks in the community. I'll be sitting at a table at a health fair and, they see my sign, type 2 could be you. And people rush past me and they put their arm out and they say, it's too late for me. I already have diabetes. And I go running after them and I say, no, it's really not too late. That is another, I think, bad message that is out in the community.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what if you have diabetes? Nothing you can do about it. Our program was designed to stop prediabetes and reverse it. But I will tell you, we have many people that enter the program that already have type 2, and coaching the program for about 5 years now, it is like a miracle. We see people come in with very unhealthy daily blood sugars, and through the program, they are living asymptomatically. And that means, to me, that means they're not going to have that heart attack. They're not going to have that stroke. Along the lines of the mission of the Sight Center, they're not going to lose their vision. They're not going to have kidney damage and have to go on dialysis. They're not going to have loss of feeling in their lower limbs and have to get an amputation. So that's why all of this is so important. It's the bad things that can happen as a result of having high blood sugar on a daily basis.
In the diabetes, type 2 diabetes, is this something you're predisposed to through, genetically, or is it from, daily choices we make with our food?
Ladies, I'm telling you, you need to come on. You need to come on board with the diabetes prevention.
And we're
program.
going a little off script.
So that's totally okay. So the answer is all of that. So yes, things like a family history of diabetes, having hypertension or high blood pressure, being inactive, carrying a lot of excess weight, those things predispose you to having diabetes. But I will tell you that I truly believe that the biggest determinant in whether you will have diabetes, not have diabetes, whether it will be controlled, is daily lifestyle choices.
Yeah.
And that is borne out through the research, the 30 years of national research behind this program. We do see that people come into the program, and again, their blood sugar is wildly out of control. They have very high cholesterol. They have very unhealthy triglycerides. They have dangerously high blood pressure. And again, through the program, which just really pushes on small dietary changes, small changes to lifestyle, like being more active, getting more daily physical exercise. A big secret that I always tell people is if you can just add a 30-minute walk to your day, you have no idea the changes that is going to result in your overall health. So little changes.
And I love walking so much. I love walking. I think it is meditative. It's low impact, and the stress relief that you feel at the end of a 30-minute walk. Like, I can't speak enough to walking. I probably ask my family, and we're so busy all the time. That's probably what you hear a lot too. But I ask my family for a walk like every single day. And I think there are so many benefits. And then obviously now there's long-term benefits from it. But I think walking is like the most awesome thing that we can do.
Yeah. And we always kind of go back to the walking because most people, they can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in the program, we are very understanding that, not everybody can walk. We have folks that come into the program that, are wheelchair bound, that have very serious disabilities, and we work around that. I don't care if it's chair exercises. I don't care if swimming is your thing, if getting on an elliptical is your thing, if putting on the radio and dancing is your thing. It's a half hour of physical activity where your heart rate is a little bit elevated. Okay, you're exerting yourself a little bit. That does wonders for every part of your physical and emotional, spiritual health. What they say actually is if you have a 30-minute walk or 30 minutes of swimming or whatever that might be, your blood sugar is better managed, better processed for the next 24 hours.
Really?
So that's why you never want to go days and days without some sort of physical exercise. Talk about an immediate return on investment.
I needed to do better.
But you know what? Exactly. And that's part of it too. most of us know kind of the things that are good for us, but it's having that, we call it having an active head, and we have to schedule our physical activity. So I know for me, I try to sit down on Sunday night and I look at my day planner. I'm old school. I'll never have a computer calendar ever. I whip out my paper calendar and I look at my week and I physically write in, on Monday, I know I can get something in here. On Tuesday, I know I can do it here. And I write it in like it's a doctor's appointment or a haircut.
And I think that makes it very important because you see it, and most people, if it's not a meeting or if it's not a doctor's appointment, they're not going to do it if it's not written down. Because I have that issue, and I still do the paper, planner. We still do it.
Yeah.
And just the feeling that you get when you actually fulfill that goal of walking for 30 minutes, or if it's, exercise outside or even playing outside with my girls, I make that a priority because I know I need to be okay for them. So it's definitely a point to at least do those 30 minutes. It doesn't take a lot.
And to just, writing it in the paper calendar, for me, I don't know if you need to cross it off or check mark it off or highlight it, whatever you do, but you accomplished it. So write it down, and then you can check it off.
Yeah.
And so, I know we were chatting before the show, you have a very, very successful program at the Township Building right now. You have other programs going on as well. Who should consider enrolling in your program?
My answer is going to be anybody 18 years of age or older. That is a CDC regulation. You do need to be at least 18 years of age to enter the program. But definitely, if you are aware that you have blood sugar issues, I don't care if that's prediabetes. I don't care if that's type 2 diabetes. I don't care what it would be. If you have high blood pressure, if you are having difficulty getting onto an exercise program or maintaining a healthy weight, the program, the 30 years of research behind the program was definitely aimed at people with prediabetes, and the research bears out that the program does reverse that situation. But again, if a viewer is having any sort of an issue that their doctor recommends a lifestyle change program or they think it might be helpful, I would really encourage them to contact the Site Center and let us know, because we are constantly starting new programs. We start them on a revolving basis. And like you said, we have one going at the municipal building right now in Millcreek, and we rotate them through the community to hopefully make them more accessible and more convenient.
And I think the wonderful thing about the program at Millcreek Township is seeing all of their faces, and they're ready with their notebooks. They're ready to go in, get their weights done, and just seeing the progress of how positive from the moment they stepped in to the moment they leave is just all good things. And I mean, Monica loves the program too.
Yeah.
So, and she gets to be there with her sister.
Yeah.
So it's like a family bonding moment, but also you're being able to take care of your health and take care of the health of your family also.
And they do, and I've heard such good reviews. So if anybody, again, any viewer is even thinking about it, it just everybody who has gone into the program, is in the program currently, has loved being in it. So thank you for running it and putting it on and making it so exciting for the attendees.
Yes. No, that group and that group in particular, I've coached a lot of groups, and as I was telling you, each group has its own vibe, but that group, it's a huge group. It's like
Yes.
22 individuals, and they are all just killing the program, and they are making such wonderful, positive changes. We're already on to, month 4, I think, already of the 12-month program. So we're really, everybody just seems to be really ahead of the curve.
And I keep hearing too about the recipe sharing. That seems to be a big part of the program that everybody enjoys.
Yeah. Well, and we work on a lot of rebalancing. So as Americans, what we tend to do, so if you do this, don't feel bad about yourself. We tend to way over carbohydrate and way under protein and under veggie. So the recipes that we share, and not just recipes, we bring recipes for folks, but we like to cook for our participants. We like them to sample the things that we're talking about. So yeah, we really hope to, we like to spoil our participants a little bit and really arm them with information and knowledge that they can use on a daily basis.
And since you were here last, can you tell us what's new with your programming efforts?
So I would say we are breaking into new territory. So at the last time I was here, I want to say that we were in Erie, Crawford, Warren, and Venango counties. We have actually just kind of leapfrogged into Allegheny County.
Oh, nice.
We actually linked up with a sister site of ours, of the Site Center down in Pittsburgh. So we are actually offering our first program there. And in July, we will actually be moving out to Berks County, which is really far across the state. But again, it's a sister site of the Site Center, and we're going to get it rolling in that area. Another exciting thing that we have going on is coming up later in May 2025, the CDC actually selected the Site Center for a 2-day site visit. So they're actually going to send a team of individuals to look at our program. The Site Center does have a very rare credential. Only a few programs in the country have it. We actually have something called Full Plus certification with the CDC, which means that we are far exceeding the guidelines for effectiveness of the program and also program retention. We're about 20% above the national average with program retention. So
Great to hear.
when we get our people in the program, we don't let them go.
Yes, you're like,
And I'm sure they don't want to leave either.
you are friends for life.
We are friends for life.
Oh, I love that. And so, what is the Site Center's ultimate vision for the National Diabetes Prevention?
So I would say it's on a few levels. So on an individual basis, we want every person in the communities that we serve to know whether or not they have prediabetes and to know about the program. So we just want to let them know, know your risks. If you do have an issue with blood sugar or any other health issue, please seek us out. On a more national level, we want to actually turn the National Diabetes Prevention Program into the National Diabetes Prevention and Management Program, because there isn't really a focus on, as we talked about earlier, the fact that type 2 diabetes is manageable. So we really want to change that conversation. Lastly, we want to change the generational trend where it's generation after generation after generation as type 2 diabetes.
Yeah.
We want parents to be teaching their children about better nutrition, staying more active. We want to stop the growing tide of diabetes and type 2 in our country. We want to see a complete shift.
That would be one.
Yeah, and if someone wants to know more about National DPP or join a program, how would they go about doing that?
So they would contact the Site Center directly. I know you're going to show my contact information. Thank you for that. But the Site Center can be phoned at 814-455-0995. You can email me, you can text me, you can call me, whatever. But just call the Site Center and we'll get you linked up.
Thank you so much for being here. This was so informative. Like I said, I went off script, but I had so much to learn. I do have family members that either have diabetes or prediabetes. And so I felt like I was just pulling from your brain right now, and I needed to take this information back to my family.
No, I definitely learned something new as far as, I never knew that you had that pre-diabetes stage, 3 to 5 years that you could reverse that. That was definitely something shocking to me because I do have family with, diabetes. And now I wonder if I could have, at least if I knew that chunk of information, I could have probably helped them reverse that or push them to you guys to do that.
Knowledge is power.
Yeah.
So, I tell everybody now that there are, my chart and those things where you can look back so easily on your blood work, take them back. Are you trending up? Are you staying steady? We want to catch it before it's a problem. And even if it is a problem, we can work on it together.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching our interview with the Site Center of NWPA. To get involved or learn more about their services, visit sitecenternwpa.org. Until next time, have a great day.